I'm coming here from the grow room downstairs, and it's with my wheatgrass in my hand. But you see this here little flower pot. We don't have flowers in here, we just put our little wheatgrass here too. It's good around, it's a lot of energy. This is the secret of life. So what I'm doing now, I will show you how we get the juice out of this grass. I have a few juicers, and all of them are a little bit dirty, but they all are basically used on the same thing. It's like a meat grinder, except it has a very fine screen in it, in the bottom. And this fine screen will let the liquid go down. So I'm not going to use this one here, I'm going to use this old good meat grinder with the screen with the little holes in it here, which you can see. So you can't really use a meat grinder, it has to be a special juicer, and it's called wheatgrass juicer. It is sold in many places, but you can call up the Ann Wigmore Foundation in Boston, and they can send you a list of different juicers that you can various prices, because they vary from, you can buy a hand juicer for $65, you can buy juicers like this for probably $380, and you can buy juicer for $500, and I have seen a juicer that's sold for $1,600. So there is all from $65 to $1,600 I have seen, but this is quite good enough. This is just like a meat grinder. I have a motor for it here. I did the same as everybody else really do. I bought a hand juicer in the beginning, but I didn't use it more than 3 times and gave up on it and ordered myself first thing I ordered another juicer. So what I do, I just put this little bit thing under here. I'm just preparing this juicing. Why? This is what I do first thing every morning. I keep a wheatgrass juice cut and keep it in the fridge in a little box like this, so I don't have to every morning run down and cut my grass. And I store it in a box like this, and I make sure I have a paper towel around it so it takes the moisture out. And this grass can be stored here. I have stored it up to a week in a very good condition. Just make sure to have a paper towel around when you have cut it and put it in like this. And I'm just going to use now the new cut grass. This one I will start use tomorrow morning, and if I feel like to have some sip today. So it doesn't take long to use it. I use it like this just to press it in. So the juice comes out here in the bottom through the screen, and then out here in the front there comes a pulp. In the beginning there comes a little bit drip, so you should have 2 glasses like I do here with a rubber band. So you make a less mess. You will always make a mess, but it is much less mess with living food, cooking or doing than regular cooking food. So you get this pulp out here, which I never ever throw away, because you can use all of this for various different purposes. What I usually do, if you don't have a juicer at all and you want to do this, you can honestly take a little bit of this and chew it. So there's nothing wrong with that. So this is what I do every morning. Me and my wife, we have a schnapps in the morning, which is not considered healthy, but it's now we change the things on the glass, and now we use it in a very healthy way to get all the vitamins and minerals in the morning like this. Wheatgrass juice is the secret of life, really, because it has all of the vitamins and minerals that is known on the earth. It's really in this little green drink. I usually have a screen like this, just in case if I have dropped in a piece of grass or something and I don't get it in. So this is how I do it. And then we have a cheers for a new beautiful day with the ultimate drink that's known on the earth. We know everything about the grass, how to play on it, cut it through and around our house and make few things good, but we don't know really how to use it for our benefit. The pulp I don't throw away. It's sweet and nice and beautiful. I take usually the pulp and take it and I put it in a cup. And what I do, I put a lid on it and then I usually put it in the fridge. And the next morning, if I haven't had any use for it, I take this and I put it in my compost. Now if you don't have any use for this, the pulp, I just put it the next morning and I have a new pulp in my fridge. I take the old one and put it in my compost. This is a very, very valuable thing in my home. This is everything left over, banana peels for the worms. I have a little bit of apple peels. I don't put too much apple peels in, just in case, because they are acid, so they might turn my soil into acid. However, I will tell you a little bit about this pulp, what I use it for in case I need it. In case if I cut myself or anybody in the family, now the first thing we will do, we will run into the fridge and we'll take a tiny little bit of pulp, the most wet part, and we will put it over there, cut, and put a band-aid on it. Band-aid over it and leave it there on. It is amazing, how fast the wound will heal together. And you can do a lot of hundreds, thousands of use for it. A lot of people have had an infection in the gum. What they do then, take this pulp and put it where the infection is and leave it up there. And it really pulls out the swellingness and things in the gums. People with sicknesses like loose gum and teeth, it is like a miracle, this wheatgrass juice. So that is the thing about how good the juice is for the whole body. You can start with your gum, but when you're in the morning, when you are taking a sip of wheatgrass juice, you should always take it in your mouth and wobble it around. You will heal the gum and you will restore it to the best that you can ever do. But in the meantime also too, when you are having this wheatgrass juice in your mouth, the enzymes and the juice from your mouth will go into the juice and it will be easier for your stomach when it comes down. And in the meantime also, you give the brain a time to send a message to the stomach what is in the mouth and coming down. That is the reason we should always leave everything we put in we're going to eat. We should put it in the mouth, leave it or chew it well. It doesn't matter if it's really a liquid. We should do it because of the time frame to give the body and time to put some saliva into it and to give the brain a time to send this message to the stomach what acid this should have been. And you can use this wheatgrass, beautiful wheatgrass juice on all kinds of things. I have eye cups, put it in my eyes. If I get a cold, which I never do anymore, I put it in my nose, I put it in my ears for ear aches. There is probably a few thousand ways of using it, but we have 101 way of using it that we have written up. So if you want to get any more information about what is in this, even analyzing it, how it is analyzed, you can just call up the foundation in Boston and ask them to send you the information. There have been written so many books about this juice that it is too long to name anybody. If you are traveling around the globe, you can, in most big cities, New York, Los Angeles, everywhere around the globe, Hong Kong, Taiwan, Sweden, everywhere, you can buy this on a juice bar. They will juice it fresh for you. This is the only way. You cannot really store this more. After you have juiced it, you should never store it more than a maximum 1 hour. they have found out that the first thing that really disappears out of this is the E vitamin. It will evaporate out and it is not measurable after 1 hour. And then the more nutrients and vitamins just disappear. And that is the reason that you cannot really put anything that's living or enzymes and like that, put them in a plastic bag or pill form or process them and then use them 4, 5, 6 years later. It has to be very vibrant and healthy. You really have to have it living like yourself and think it on that term. That you are a living person, having a living things makes living people. And you can see it if you walk around. You can see people that are alive and are dead. So cheers for the future and have a nice life.